Cabbage Patch Dolls and Garbage Pail Kids. Give me a donut emoji and give me some stars over here on TikTok, okay? If you remember Cabbage Patch Kids and Garbage Pail Kids, give me, what did I say? Did I say a donut? I don't remember what it said. Give me some type of emoji to let me know that you remember Cabbage Patch Kids and Garbage Pail Kids. Now, if some of you might be a little too young for this, but that's okay. I'm gonna school you, okay? So, of course, Cabbage Patch Kids, they were these very popular dolls in the 80s. I had a Cabbage Patch doll. You know, they had like these huge puffy cheeks. And you know, the whole story was that they came out of this Cabbage Patch field, and you got adoption papers with your Cabbage Patch Kid doll, right? So they were all the rage. Then later, a company called Topps came out with Garbage Pail Kids. Now, Garbage Pail Kids, they were not dolls. They were trading cards, okay? And they had, you know, crazy names for the kids, like this one that's on the screen right now. TikTok and Instagram, you can't see it, but you can watch it on the replay on YouTube. They had Adam Bomb. They had, I think, Leaky Lorna or something. It was just like gross names. These kids were gross, right? But because it was so close to Cabbage Patch Kids, the makers of Cabbage Patch Kids sued Garbage Pail Kids for copyright and trademark infringement, unfair competition, and trade dress dilution, right? Now, Garbage Pail Kids, they said, look, we're just doing parody. You know, everybody knows that this isn't Cabbage Patch Kids. This is a parody. We're doing satire. So what's the problem, right? The problem was that in making the Garbage Pail Kids, they copied signature elements that you would find in the Cabbage Patch Kids, like their very round faces and their features, right? Which was on purpose because they kind of wanted them to be opposite the Cabbage Patch Kids. So that was the copyright infringement. The way that the dolls were designed, that is protected by copyright, as well as trademark infringement and unfair competition. They said that the way that they did their name and branding was very close to the way that they branded the Cabbage Patch Kids, which again could cause confusion and may have people thinking that Cabbage Patch Kids and Garbage Pail Kids are in cahoots, which they were not. And then the last thing, excuse me. And then, of course, in defense, the Garbage Pail maker said, look, it's a parody, it's fair use, whatever. The court said, no. The court said that the parody defense was not sufficient to outweigh the risk of consumer confusion. They're like, look, we understand that you think this is a parody, but the way that you have designed and marketed your Garbage Pail Kids is way too close to the way they design and market the Cabbage Patch Kids. So the two companies, while this happened in the 80s, they did end up settling out of court. But the Garbage Pail Kids, they had to make major design changes to their trading cards so that they could get around this copyright infringement and trademark dilution. Okay, so they had to change their logos from curved banners, thank you for the likes, to straight banners. They had to use more blocky letters. They basically had to they had to change the design of their trading cards because it looked too close to the Cabbage Patch Kids. Okay, so the lesson that we learned from this is, while parody and fair use, yes, those things exist, there are limits to them. Okay, you still want to strive for uniqueness and separate yourself from the original brand, not try and fold yourself up into it, okay? Plus the fact that the Cabbage Patch Kids, they were these dolls that were so cute, you know, and loving, and ooh, Cabbage Patch Kids, and they got these dirty garbage pail kids. It's a dichotomy, right? So that was now, while that is a throwback, that is a very important lesson to learn in out here, because people love to do parodies, people love satire, but there are limits to that. Okay, you had Cabbage Patch Kids. Oh wow, girl, I had one. You missed the Ben and Jerry story. I talked about Jerry leaving Ben and Jerry's. You're gonna have to rewatch. Okay, but do they even still make Cabbage Patch dolls anymore? I don't think I've seen one anywhere. But, you know, the Sour Patch Kids? What about the Sour Patch Kids? Sour Patch? I mean, that's candy. You know, the Cabbage Patch Kids. Okay, so the difference between Cabbage Patch Kids, that's actually a good question. Cabbage Patch Kids and Sour Patch Kids, right? Cabbage Patch Kids, those are dolls, and they have a very distinct look. Sour Patch Kids are candy, and they don't look anything like Cabbage Patch dolls, right? You're not going to find Sour Patch Kids under toys. You're going to find it under candy. You would find the Garbage Pail Kids trading cards under toys, right? They probably are, girl. But yeah, so that would be the difference between you know, going after Garbage Pail Kids versus Sour Patch Kids. Plus, I don't even know if Sour Patch Kids were around when this went down between Cabbage Patch Kids and Garbage Pail Kids. But you know, good luck to everybody. I know everybody's rich. I remember kids bringing them Garbage Pail Kid cards to Sunday school. Okay. Um, okay.